Hi there, I'm Joy, and welcome to my Assassin's Cross Build Guide Update number 4. Shall we? First off, thank you so much for all your support. It's been very heartwarming to receive all the positive comments you've been leaving on my videos and streams. Rest assured, I will continue to create meaningful content for all of you. Firstly, this guide is going to be significantly longer compared to the rest. I won't just be showing you what I'm using or what I've changed. I'll also be providing different alternatives and builds you can go for depending on what you have. I'll do my best to give you as many options as possible. But before that, a brief disclaimer. So I'm from a day 1 server named Prontera 4. I've been playing for more than a month now, and I've never missed any events. I am not a whale. I wish I was. I've only spent around 2,500 pesos overall. But I've been blessed to have such great friends who have supported me and given me bounty passes throughout my playthrough. I'm sharing this because I'll be using my character as a reference for some of the options I'll be giving you. I'm not claiming that my guides are the best. This is simply how I play my character. People ask, I answer. You are free to disagree and express your opinions down in the comment section below. And with that, let's begin. I want to start with our stats right away. I'm still using a setup with max strength, followed by Agi, and the rest unlocked for PvP or Dex for PvE. This setup has allowed me to achieve these following stats. So a big question that I see a lot of players asking in my streams or in my videos is, how much of each stat should we actually try and aim for? Let's talk about it. Again, I'll be referencing my character as well as other players' stats that I've observed from various day 1 servers. For P attack, if you're using White Wing, you should have around 5,500 plus P attack, and if you're using tier set, aim for at least 6,000 P attack instead. For attack speed, you don't really need much. If you can reach 430% plus attack speed when fully buffed, that's already more than good enough. Most of the time, you'll likely settle for around 340 to 350 attack speed unbuffed. For crit, try to aim for around 160% for PvE and around 170 for PvP. At 170 crit, you can comfortably reach 200% crit when fully buffed. However, if you're mostly solo during guild leagues and Imperium content, aiming for around 180 to 200 crit unbuffed is also ideal. So for crit damage, aim for at least 20%. For P damage, if you're using White Wing, you should be able to reach 90 to 100% P damage. But if you're using tier, a minimum of 90% is ideal. For Ignore PDEF, you should already be around 1,500 plus at this stage. So for PvP damage bonus, based on my observations, 1,350 seems to be the average across multiple day 1 servers, though you should try to push it higher if possible. For PvP damage reduction, the average is around 1,200 to 1,300. Now, let me address a question that I keep receiving in almost all of my videos and streams. Where did you get all your P damage, Joy? Let's break it down, shall we? After a grueling session of tracking all my sources of P damage, here are the results. I'm getting 21% on medals, 14.7 on cards, 10 on seasonal stats, 12% on melee boon, 4% on weapon refines, 8% on accessory refines, 7% on resonance 5, 2% on echo 7, 2% on monster research, 6% on Tears Blessing, 4.8 on feathers, and 6.74 on mount equipped and traits, for a total of 97.24% P damage. And yes, this is with no Ferroni and no White Wing set. Alright, Now let's go over my skills. I didn't really change anything again, so I'll just briefly show you the setup while I stare at you from the corner of your screen. Now for PvP, you can also opt to use Envenomed Blade. This is basically a spammable charge attack for SinX, and it can be quite strong in certain situations. Personally, I don't like taking it for a few reasons. First, it removes your stealth, and any decent team will be able to punish you very quickly when you use it against their carries. But by all means, if you're able to make it work and you're having fun with it, it's a great ability. And now for my gear setup. To this day, for both PvE and PvP, I'm still using Crit Ring plus Nile Rose. This combination is about 5 to 6% better compared to double Nile Rose, which is only a very marginal difference. However, I mostly use this setup because it allows me to build my character's stats more efficiently. I don't have to focus on crit and crit damage as much, while still optimizing my P attack in the process. And as for alternatives, you can also try Expert's Ring plus Nile Rose, or Expert's Ring plus Brush, or Nile Rose plus Brush. But before you commit to buying 2-slotted accessories or using your strange gems, you should really test these accessory combinations first. What works for me, Crit Ring plus Nile Rose, won't necessarily always work for you. Try to find what works best for your account. Now for our enchantments. Here's what I use for PvE. Eventually, I'll be aiming to get more PvE techniques in my enchantments for PvE. But for now, my setup allows me to consistently hit top DPS in certain MVPs and clear most PvE content pretty easily. As for PvP, this is what I currently have. I do not plan on going full PvP technique on my enchantments. Instead, I plan to balance superior P attack and PvP technique. In my opinion and theory, balancing both stats should result in better damage output in PvP overall. However, please note that I'll be testing this theory further once I get higher P attack and more PvP techniques in my enchantments. But for now, this is what I'll be running. For my divine armaments, I'm still using the Blade of Vasu Arya Deva for all content. I never really switched this out, even for guild leagues and imperiums. And as for the rest, I'm still using the tier set. So another question I get a lot is, how do we know when to switch from White Wing to tier set? The answer is, it depends. First of all, you should test it yourself. Check whether tier is finally able to outdamage White Wing for your account, since they're usually pretty close in terms of output in the earlier stages of your character. But from what I've observed, if you can reach around 200 plus strength, a minimum of 170 crit, and a minimum of 90% P damage, then by that time, tier set will most likely perform better. And now for my PVE card setup. Same thing. Always use the appropriate size and race card depending on the content. I usually prioritize race over size and size over element. That means that if possible, I prefer using 2 race cards plus 1 size card. However, if you're lacking the necessary race cards, then 2 size cards and 1 race or 2 size 1 element can also work well. And for general purpose cards, when you really don't have access to either size or race cards, Ferroni and Squidget works wonders. And as for the rest of my PvE setup, this is what I use. I finally got myself a Picky, double Baphomet Juniors, double Moonlight Flowers, double Cupold, double Mantis, 1 Cramp 1 Deverucci, double Goblin Leader Puppets, double Baby Pacifier, and a Deviling Puppet, and Hornhammer. Now for PvP, this is what I use most of the time for Guild League, Dimension Drills, and Imperium overruns. However, I do have preset swaps with 1 Ferroni, 1 Hydra, and 1 Skill. I also have preset swaps with different elemental armor cards like Mark Card. And as for the rest of my PvP card setup, I use Peko Peko in general, double Baphomet Juniors, double Moonlight Flowers, double Kobold, 1 Horong and 1 Pirate Skull, 1 Cramp and Deverucci, double Goblin Leader Puppets, double Baby Pacifiers, and 1 Deviling Puppet, and 1 Hornhammer. And as for my mount traits and barding, I'm currently trying to max out my dexterity, followed by protector, followed by sturdy. And as for my mount traits, these are my current levels for brave and charisma. And for my feathers, I'm still running the same setup as my previous videos, but with higher levels now. I'm still completely prioritizing my offensive feathers as well over my defensive feathers. This is my setup. And as for my pet setup, this is what I use for PvP. And this is what I use for PvE. And this is my current progression for medals. And lastly, for my guild skills, this is what I take. And that's about it. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you like the content, please do consider liking and subscribing. I also stream almost every day here on YouTube, where we do all kinds of content and account reviews. So if you want to see more from me or ask questions about the game, feel free to drop by my live stream as well. Thank you and have a good one. Bye!
ずっと